Hello, and welcome to NCBBA's Above the Rim. It's a brand new podcast presented by the Cold Club Sports Media. If you have watched 3-3-1 in the past, this is a similar concept, but with a change where we are focusing on strictly club basketball. I am joined today by my co-host, Justyn Martinko, and the Vice President of Basketball Operations, Matt Hazi.
How's it
How we
going?
doing, guys?
Good,
Good.
man.
How are we?
Doing good. So obviously, Matt, you're the guy, you know all the basketball. Let's get into just kind of I know the fall season's just kicking off for you guys. Kind of give me a
Yeah.
rundown. We're gonna do both men's and women's, so you choose where you want to start and we could go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this current week we are heading into week four, actually, right before Thanksgiving, and then we'll probably have another week or so in December before everybody goes away for break. So, a lot of action so far, a lot more still to come, obviously, to end this fall semester, but just some things, standing out so far, other than your typical, OSU's, UCLA's, JMU's, Boston College, things like that. All no surprises there, but just some standouts so far for this season on the men's side of things. Just a few new teams, actually. We have VCU starting off hot 2-0, actually in second right now in their conference at Mid-Atlantic South, so that's cool. Maine is up to 2-0 now, newcomer up in that New England North. Yale actually came onto the scene late last year. They are ranked, I believe, 20th in our most recent poll, but they're 5-1 overall in conference play so far. So that's really good. They're in first there in the North Atlantic East. Cornell's kind of surpriser, coming out of that North Atlantic North at 3-1 conference play and 5-1 overall, taking one from Syracuse this past weekend, which is pretty surprising. So cool to see them up in the rankings here. Claflin. New team, I believe, two seasons ago, maybe. They're off to a hot start, 2-1 in conference play, but 8-1 overall, which is great. Brown, they were on the scene maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I believe they lost in the New England regional, maybe 2 years ago, but they're up to 4-0 in Quinnipiac. 4-1 right now, right behind Yale in that North Atlantic East. So a lot of different teams that fans might not be familiar with here to start. Moving on to the women's side of things, your normal suspects are always doing well. OSU, 7-0 in non-conference. They haven't started conference play yet, but they've been to a lot of non-conference tournaments already. So good to see them playing games. Wash U, the 2024 national runner-ups, they're up to 6-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play. We have William and Mary actually is 4-0. So that's good stuff there. Harvard out of the New England East is 3-1. Typically we see Boston College and Northeastern coming out of there. So good to see those guys up early in the standings there. UConn's 4-0. Cortland, I believe they are ranked now too in our most recent top 15. So they're 4-0. And then Stanford also 4-0 coming out of the Pacific North. So a lot of unfamiliar teams, like I said before, with the men's side of things that fans might not be familiar with their game. So we're happy to see that they're coming off strong, and hopefully they can finish that out.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's great for the league to get that parity. I know in basketball, the men's side, we've had kind of the same national championship the last couple of years, and we'd love to, get that switched up. I know the women's side, it's been a little bit more parity, but, you don't want to see the same teams being at the top. It's not the best thing for everything, but it is also cool to see those kind of quote unquote dynasties happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, for sure, UCLA, they've won two in their two national championships on the men's side in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
JMU, made it to each one of those games. They won in 2024. So those teams are definitely exciting to see. But again, like you said, Antonio, the parity, some of these new teams, last season, on the women's side of things, the national championship game was Michigan State and Washington University St. Louis. So two completely different teams. Michigan State wins, that's their first title in NCBBA history. So hopefully we can kind of, I guess, continue that, have
Yeah.
those teams stay in the mix, a little more upsets. And yeah, so it'll be exciting to see how the rest of the season plays out there.
Yeah, and then Michigan State, they were the 7th seed, correct? In that
Yeah,
national
yeah, I
championship
believe
last
so.
year.
Yeah. And WashU
So
was
yeah, it's
four.
awesome seeing
Yeah.
a lower
So
seed. And switching back to the men's side, I know we spoke about JMU. We actually have a guest caller joining us today from JMU. It's Bryce Hammersley. I'd love to have him join us on the call.
Hey club sports fans, are you looking for a place to watch past and present games as well as stay up to date with upcoming league events? We have the place for you. On callclubsports.tv, you have the ability to do that and much more. All you have to do is head on over to callclubsports.tv and create an account. From there, you can pick your subscription and watch whatever you would like. Remember, it's a game. Have fun.
Hey Bryce, how we doing, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, good. So I just want to start with your fall season so far. I know you guys are 3-1 right now in conference with that one loss to Virginia. How'd the first couple games go? How's it looking? I saw the Virginia game was close, so just kind of talk me through how it's going so far.
Yeah, so it's been going overall, it's been going well. We had our two first games against CNU. I thought we played really well. We had a good our bench did a great job. When they came in, same energy, we brought intensity. Those were two good wins. I was happy that we were able to get out to a quick start, get some momentum under our belt because we did lose. We're a lot of new guys on the team this year. We lost four out of our five starters from last year, so we're just trying to figure out the right lineups. So those two games were big. And then going into the UVA game, like we knew they were going to be competitive. They're a good team. They were competitive with us last year. And it was really we came out hot in that first game, and we were able to we kept the lead that whole game. But then in the second game, the shots weren't falling in the beginning. And so we were kind of scrambling a little bit, and we weren't because we're a big 3-point shooting team. And I think we just kind of settled a little too much with that 3-point shot, and it came back to bite us a little bit. But I'm still overall proud of the guys. We saw a lot of improvement from new guys, a lot of bright spots on this team. And I really think it's just it's a growing point. We hit a little adversity early, but I think it's something that we can build on for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Adversity is always good for teams early in the season. That loss, you guys know, okay, maybe this group can't run together, but they possibly could later on in the season. You want to get as many guys, playing time. As you mentioned, graduating those four guys, I actually have written down Jensen, Austin Squarey, Kyle Hagley, and Harrison Gillenwater. I believe those were your four starters, and Jack Jensen down low. And I know Squarey a couple years ago at the national championship, it seemed like every three he took was going into the hoop,
He
which
was
was
hot.
absolute insanity. So who's stepping up? So to take kind of their spots, I kind of have highlighted Ben Hall. I know he played in the national championship a little bit last year late. When you guys played him and Jensen together, it seemed like they worked well, but obviously with Jensen gone, Ben Hall's got to be the guy.
Yeah, so we actually Jensen is still playing.
Oh,
He's just been a little busy, so we didn't have him this past. We haven't had him for a game yet. But he is still on the roster. But so Ben has been stepping up in these past games, and he's been huge. I mean, he's a rebound guy, saves us on the defensive end a lot when we're late on rotations. So he's going to be huge. And then we got two guys, Jack Scott and Matt Schwartz. Jack Scott played a little bit in the game against Ohio State last year, and I think he got in the national championship game as well. But great shooter. When he gets hot, he reminds me a lot of Square. He can hit 3 to 4 in a row, and it just changes the whole game when you have a shooter like that. And then Matt's a sophomore. He's grown a lot since his freshman year. Seeing him grow and just becoming more like comfortable and confident when he has the ball in his hands. Like we know he can get to the rim, and just seeing that he's more comfortable has been great.
Awesome. Yeah. Bryce, talk to us about some of those other newcomers that you guys are really high on right now, and who you expect, how they are going to be able to help out throughout this season.
Definitely. So we've got a kid named Alion. He's a freshman. We saw him at tryouts, and we just saw his hustle. I mean, the kid's got a motor. He was playing through cramps in tryouts, and we were like, hey man, like sit down.
Little Paolo
Just
Banchero.
yeah, high motor guy. And he's been huge for us. He got a lot of minutes against UVA and really brought us back in that second game when we were trying to come back. So that's a kid that I'm really excited about. Definitely solidifying himself in the rotation. We got a kid named Will Vache. He is like he's a five. He's shorter than Ben. I mean, it's hard to find guys that
Yeah,
size,
as
but
tall as
he's
Ben.
great around the rim. He's a good rim runner. His post moves are amazing. He's got a nice spin move, so he's been huge. And then we've got a kid named Drew, who's a sophomore. I think he should have been on the team last year, but this kid, he's really good. He's a sniper as well, great in rhythm three, and a big defender. So yeah, we've got some new pieces that we're certainly excited about.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. As I'm sure you've watched, national championships back. You guys are kind of nicknamed the Downtown Dukes by Ryan Norris, and from what you've told me, it kind of sounds like it's going to be that same thing this year. Hit your threes, play some good defense, and beat teams that way. So we have the a new thing that we're doing with this podcast as well. It's called Three in the Key. We have a wheel that we're going to spin. There's about, I believe, 7 different options on there that it could land on, and we'll let you know what each one means when it lands on it. So if we could
Okay,
get
sounds
that
good.
wheel up,
Sweet.
Justyn, that'd be perfect.
All right, there it is on the wheel here. Go ahead and first spin here. All right, let's take the gloves off right away here. Bryce, MJ, LeBron, who's your GOAT?
All right, so this is a hard question, but I'm staying true to what I've thought my whole life. I'm going MJ. MJ's my guy. I'm a big MJ guy. I know that's not, the usual take for people my age, but I'm a Michael Jordan kid, even though I think LeBron's longevity is absolutely insane, and I don't think there's anything like it. But we're not talking about longevity. It's who's the best player ever, and personally, it's definitely MJ for me.
I'm gonna have to agree with Bryce on that for sure. I mean, it's hard not to. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of MJ. It's just looking at stats, highlights. It's tough. Like Bryce said, the longevity of LeBron's very, very impressive. I know he just came back last night, but it's just 6-0 in the finals. I mean, it's hard. How can you go against stats, I guess.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm the same way. Like
Those
Matt,
are
you
those are
alluded to,
facts.
you
I
win
know LeBron's all-time
championships.
score, that's great and all. It's very, very impressive. I have a hard time saying that it's not MJ.
Yeah, that's
It
valid.
sounds like we're all in agreement there that it's MJ. I think wins matter, and 6-0 versus what's LeBron, like 3-7, something like
I mean,
that
that's
maybe.
still impressive that he's been
It
in
been to that many, but
8 finals or
So
whatever it
many.
is.
you got to
It's
finish.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous to get
Yeah.
there, but you
It's
got to
tough that
finish.
he has to go through 3 Steph Curry teams, two of
Yeah.
them with KD. But what are you gonna do?
Yep.
All
All right,
right,
let's
let's
go to
get the
number
uh
two
the
here.
second one up.
All right, Bryce, what's JMU's favorite cities to travel to for some games?
Ooh. Um, Honestly, the best place that we've been to, or that I've been to in my 3 years, when we went to Knoxville for a tournament, that was a ton of fun. Um, Definitely Knoxville's up there. And then we had a great time. We went down to Raleigh this year, and that was a ton of fun. So those two for sure.
Do a
Which
lot of bar
one?
hopping in those areas, or
Yeah, yeah, and it was a great time. I'll tell you that. I think that's you asked. I asked the guys, and that's why they keep asking me, "We going back to Tennessee this year?"
Yeah,
So,
that's funny.
I was gonna
yeah,
say,
we
which
love
one
it.
has the better bar scene, Raleigh or Knoxville?
I mean, I think it's definitely Knoxville. We didn't get to get around in Raleigh a lot, so I don't want to say Raleigh isn't better, but I mean, Knoxville was just insane. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
that's fair. Matt, what
that's
about
awesome.
you when you were in school, man? What were some spots that you liked being at?
I mean, I didn't play club basketball in school, so I wasn't really doing a whole lot of traveling. But I mean, if you're just talking like just to go and travel, I mean, Nashville was great. Vegas is always fun.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah, I was gonna say, Matt, you're a big traveler as it is, so you've probably been
yeah,
to a bunch of
I
these
mean, I
games.
don't I don't like to stay here in Western Pennsylvania. Look at this weather we have today. It's horrible.
Yeah, let's get out of here. It's cold up
Get
here,
me out of
gross.
here whenever I can. So yeah, if I can go somewhere, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, definitely. But all right, let's get to the third
all
key.
right, our third one. All righty, here we go. Third and final spin. Well, this ties in with bar
There you
hopping.
go.
So you
So
guys have a road game or a road weekend. What do you guys like to do on the weekend to kind of pass the time after games?
Well, yeah, like we were talking about the bar hopping, that's definitely what we like to do. It's a good team bonding experience to go out, have some drinks. There's always a few guys who have a little too many. So,
yep.
that
Of
keeps it
course.
fun. Um, me being president now, I've got to kind of be the one watching over everyone, making sure people aren't making stupid decisions. But
Hmm.
we got a good group of guys on the team, all level-headed, so it's fun. But especially we have a lot of freshmen this year. Actually, we took about 6 new freshmen. So just when we went to Raleigh, we just stayed like one night. We just stayed in and had some fun with the guys at the we got an Airbnb. And we played some games and just hung out. And yeah, I enjoy that sometimes more than going out, just hanging out at
Yeah.
the house with everyone. It's a ton of fun. So
That makes it easier for everybody too, recovery purposes. You guys aren't potentially hungover, although the guys your age probably don't really get hungover as often. So waking up early to go and play probably isn't a huge deal.
yeah, for sure.
Yep. Cool.
But yeah, man. So those were that was three in the key. Kind of, 3 seconds. You get your three questions answered and keep moving on. What last thing we want you to do is kind of plug your program. Give us your JMU's club basketball social medias, how people can find out about you, where they should look on campus. Even if you want to shout out, where you play your home games, you get some fans in there. Anything to plug the program.
Yeah, so JMU Club Basketball on Instagram is where you can find out what we're doing, keep up with all our updates, and so definitely follow that. And then UREC, we play all our games at the Recreation Center in Harrisonburg, in James Madison, and so definitely want to get as many people as we can out there. They're entertaining games, I can tell you that. We've got a lot of guys on this team who create highlight plays. We got a lot of people who can dunk, so it's a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Definitely,
Yeah,
man.
hey, one
Thanks.
more question for you, Bryce, right before I let you go. How's the vibe in Harrisonburg with the JMU's football team, and how's everything going with that? You guys having a fun time being at school while football team's doing so well?
Oh man, it's awesome. And we were really upset that we didn't get game day this week. We really thought that we were going to get it. And that
Me
would have been
too.
the second time in 4 years we've had college game day. So I would have had 2 of my college years at JMU with college game day, which well, that would have been nuts. But yeah, the record the past 4 years of this football team has been nuts. It's created a lot of energy around the area. The vibes are high on this campus for sure. So it's awesome.
That's
That's
great, man.
awesome, man. Yeah, so like we were saying, thanks for being on the show today, Bryce. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Thanks,
Sounds good.
Bryce.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, there we
That was
go.
Bryce with JMU. I think that was a great interview. It seemed very well
Yeah.
spoken, and appreciate him being on today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's move
He's
on to
one of
wrapping some
those.
stuff up. What we're gonna do is our housekeeping items. I'm gonna let Matt take control of this with him being the NCBA guy.
Yeah, yeah. Housekeeping items. Teams, what they should be looking out for, and this month, next month, moving forward. Performance bonds. There are a handful of teams out there, so who still owe this. I've sent reminders out to you guys, so please make sure you're getting those paid. If you need that resent to you, please reach out to me. I'll get it to you. I'll have our finance office send that over to you. League dues. Last day to take advantage of the early discount period is December 31st. So you have, a month and a week or two here to take advantage of that $100 discount. Make sure you get on that if you want to take advantage of that. If not, you're gonna have to pay that in full, which is due on February 28th of 2026. Weekly team submission forms and player of the week nominations. We need a little more help with this. You guys are just emailing scores in, so please make sure you're using those weekly team submission forms. If you're keeping stats, please make sure you nominate a player of the week. We want to make sure those players get recognized in their conference and even a potential national player of the week as well. Um, Other than that, teams are getting rosters in, so we're good there. Really those are the three main things that I wanted to emphasize. And also just better reporting of your scores, more on time. As soon as you guys are done playing, please make sure you're emailing those weekly team submission forms to your regional directors. We try to get the website accurate as possible come Monday at the very latest Tuesday. So we know that, all scores are in, we know what's going on with these games. And then also reschedules, reschedules are a huge thing. Big thing there is making sure you have a date set the Thursday after you're scheduled to play. That's in NCBBA rules. I know myself and our regional directors, we've been hounding you guys on when to know these dates, the makeup dates for these games are that you've rescheduled. So again, for example, if you played during week 3, you have until the Thursday going into week 4 to agree upon a rescheduled date before myself and the regional director will look to move that. So please make sure you're staying on top of that with your opponents and informing your regional director about those things. So yeah, just a few things I wanted to highlight for teams, just to put some emphasis on, get a little better at as we progress into the last 2-3 weeks here, the fall season and into the spring semester.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Thanks, Matt. Last thing we want to do here, we're gonna get a wheel up on the screen again, and this wheel will determine who our next guest will be. So let's get that
All
wheel
right,
up,
that's fun.
Justyn, and get that spun.
Yeah, you thought the last reel was fun. Just wait till you see this other one, guys. It's gonna be
Oh, I'm sure with basketball, if there's men's and women's teams on here, it's probably going to be something. So, oh my goodness. Look at that wheel.
Yeah.
this was every team on our contact sheet list. Yeah, there's a lot of names. So here we
All
go.
right.
And our next team, Central Michigan.
So
All right.
Central Michigan, be ready. We'll get an email out to you guys and try to figure out a good time to get you on to above the rim. With that all being said, I want you guys thank you all for coming to, listen to our pod. It's awesome. We're growing this and we're gonna hopefully do this every month and have a bunch of listeners and, maybe your team will be next. And always remember, it's a game. Have fun.
And let's go clubbing.